Community strong, dreams we link. Let's grow together, making it brighter, brighter. Unity in our stride, passions right. In the gardens of life where we plant our pride. Live with South Florida sunshine, diva in the dirt, our time. Can you see the blossoms? 'Cause here they bloom. Dance with the neighbor, dance for your friends. And then Florida's the place. Gardens growing. We've got that grace. You should join us, making life better, better. Live with South Florida sunshine, diva in the dirt, our time. Can you see the blossoms? 'Cause here they bloom. Dance with your neighbor, dance for your friends. Live for the moments, join the ocean breeze. Hearts and sing, sing, sing. Community strong, dreams we link. Let's grow together, making it brighter, brighter. Unity in our stride, passions right. In the gardens of life where we plant our pride. Live with South Florida sunshine, diva in the dirt, our time. Can you see the blossoms? 'Cause here they bloom.
Wow, that really cuts out really fast. Welcome in, everybody. It's so good to see you. Tonight is I think, pretty good topic, especially down here in South Florida. Some of these plants that we have out in our backyards and around our properties, they look so beautiful, but they could be highly toxic. So we're going to chat about it tonight. But I wanted to welcome everybody in who came in. My name is Carol. I am South Florida Sunshine, and I am happy to have you here. And if you can't be here live, thank you for watching me on the replay. I appreciate that too. We are a half hour earlier than usual tonight, so my sidekick has not been feeling well. And also, I don't think I gave her much of a heads up that it was a half hour early tonight. But she is prepping her bread. She's a jazz and blues singer that is world renowned. And she's also an awesome sourdough bread baker and has that, like we can do in the States by cottage law. She bakes her bread and, occasionally gives it in exchange for things, and usually it's money, not to get weird about it. But it always looks delicious. I'm just too far to actually smell it. I wish there was smell and taste division. Hopefully she can join us later. I wanted to welcome in Shawnee Groves, who's also got amazing topics over on her channel and has done some amazing lives, and you should check her out. Duncan 1900 Homestead, who has been around the YouTube street for a while, and she's who I first saw plant ginger. And hopefully I will be able to grow it as good as she grows it and grows other things like her multiple tomatoes over there in her channel. And Storms, Radios, and Cats with all his beautiful weather footage and sunsets and sunrises. I just love it over at his channel. And they're so relaxing. And then, of course, he brings on cats. And like everybody, the internet was created for cats. For us to watch cat videos. The Bud Files, welcome in, and then Miss Sharon, the awesome mod, who is so much better than Chatbot, but I would like to get the bot so you don't have to always be sharing everybody's links. I feel bad, but I'm very, very grateful for you. Thank you so much. The Bud Files, thank you for coming in. Hey, Cece, there's another awesome gardener. Welcome in, girl. I have to, it's so funny, Cece, you just came in. I gave in. I don't know if you'll recognize the spoon, but I gave in to Rise, and they were having a deal on their chai, and I am a sucker for like cinnamon and just chai tea. So yeah, I got my package today, really small, but I guess that's kind of, it's not like super small, but it's smaller than I thought, and it smells amazing though. It smells like the holidays when you open it up. But this is the packaging. Great little scoop, comes with a little wood stirring spoon like I just showed. They sent cute little magnet. It's really nice. Really, really nice. And then it tells you all the different mushrooms that are in your mushroom coffee, but this is really like mushroom chai. So I'm not going to go through those right now, but they're not a sponsor. It's just something I finally like broke, and I'm like, I'll just give it a try. Let me just try it. And I'm starting to wonder actually if it does. I taste, yep, there it is. Okay. Now I know why it's cleansing. It's the coconut. And I didn't necessarily get it for the cleansing benefits. I got it for the adaptogens, and I'm hoping those will work for my, brain health and body health and my gut health. But tonight we are talking about stuff that people always say, like, oh, mushrooms, you got to be careful. They're so poisonous. Tell you what, plants are just as poisonous, just as dangerous, if not more so. And there's more of them that can really harm us. And we need to be aware as, new gardeners or into a new area that we're not familiar with. Oh, yeah, right. That's a good idea, though, Cece. Chocolate spoon? Or even just dipping chocolate and like dipping spoons in chocolate and putting it in my freezer and using that. But then I'd have to make this super hot so it wouldn't cool it off too much, because now it's kind of cool. I'm not going to sip too much while I'm live, just in case it really works well because of the coconut. And I'm not really sure what the mushrooms will do to me. But going back to our topic, we're going to try and break it down according to the poisons and or the toxins. And I just want to remind everybody, of course, I am not a doctor. We may play like we are on YouTube, but I'm not. Please seek, your professionals' opinions about, all these toxins and things like that. And yeah, let's get to it. Hey, Mike, so come in. And I have to tell you right now, as a disclaimer, I have lilies. Lilies is one of the ones that we're going to have on there, but not all lilies are totally bad. They may be for dogs. They may be, for animals, but there are edible lilies, and so I'll bring those into what is edible. That's right. Thank you. Thank you, Mike, for that disclaimer. Do your research. It seems like the common people say that on YouTube. Do your research. Yes, there. I'm going to keep the disclaimer up for a little bit. Yes, Cece knew right what I was talking about. Girl, you're ahead of the curve. I have those actually from my dad's garden, but I want to get more because over time I would like give them away, and then something has happened to the plant. So yes, I agree, Duncan. There are a lot of beautiful plants that are poison. And yes, I think I found out from Theron, one of the first ones, that I was like, what? And he told me about it, and I was like, oh, I didn't even know that. And I see those all over Florida. I'm not even sure if it's on my list, but we'll hit it. As for poisons, let's see. As for poisons or toxins, we'll go over that. We're going to break it down by their toxic compounds and effects. The first toxic compound and the plants underneath it are your glycosides, which will have heart and digestive. These are heart and digestive toxins. And the first one that's all over Florida is oleander. And they even made a movie about it, I think. And that was part of the plot. The person used oleander to kill someone. I never saw the movie, but it's totally possible. There's a milky sap inside of oleander that, is highly, highly toxic. And, guys, as we go along, I'm going to be opening multiple pages in the side chat. So I'm not ignoring anybody in the side chat. And that's the next one I was going to, Duncan. Exactly. Lily of the Valley. Absolutely beautiful. I hear they smell wonderful. I have never seen them down here. So I'm not familiar, but yes, Lily of the Valley, or it's Convallaria mahialis. It can cause vomiting and seizures, heart irregularities, and that has that glycoside in it. I forgot the oleander too, deadly cardiac glycosides, affects your heart rhythm. And the other one that I think is beautiful, and I actually just took a picture of it, and I don't know if I can find the picture while I'm live, but foxglove, Digitalis purpurea. The digitalis toxin is what can cause the heart failure because it's actually super concentrated, but it's also where they came out with some of our heart medications that we have now, just in a very, very, tiny amount. Uh, so these all will affect, humans and pets with, nausea, dizziness, irregular heartbeats, and seizures are some of the things you might see. And then you might see them pass away with some of these plants, most of these plants. The other one, I don't know if it's on my list or not, because I do get a little bit of help. Yeah, they do have the alkaloids is next, but I'm not seeing the one I want it to. I might have to look it up. Let me do that. Let me come back over and let's see what you guys are saying. These just plants. No, ma'am. These are North Florida, these are for all of North America. So no, not just in Florida. Although we will have in Florida some that I won't cover that are actually from outside of the United States. They've been brought here. So yeah, not just Florida. I don't have lily of the valley. That's more of a northern plant. Foxglove goes up into the north too. But yeah, it's not just for here. I know they're gorgeous. I just saw them. They looked so beautiful. You know what? Let me see if I can pull it up on my phone. I'm so bad at the Mac laptop sometimes finding my pictures. I don't know if anybody has switched to Mac and then had that issue with just going around, their MacBook and finding the pictures that you need or doing things. And it's just so different. But also to bring it up in a live is way, way different. You know what? It might be on a video. Let me see. Nope, they're there. Walmart had a bunch of foxgloves. I don't know if I can get it to hold still. It's not going to focus for me. Let me see if my settings might be whack. Oh, yeah, it's got a totally different camera on that I don't even have. There we go. Maybe much darker. Like the shadows and such. I don't even have like a filter on this. I don't know why it's doing that. It might be a background. There we go. Doo-doo-doo. They're gorgeous. Would love to grow them. Totally toxic. Remember the movie of the Alaskan survivors who died from a lookalike plant? Makes you starve to death. Oh, that's horrible. I wonder what that one was. We'll have to look that up because I'm not really sure. Oh, yeah, the lily of the valley would kill your goats. What's interesting is that was somebody in my life who is not really in my life anymore. That was it was a family member. So I'm not talking trash about, anybody we know together. That was their flower, their favorite flower. And yeah, they could talk and be real sweet, sweet, sweet. And I'm sure you would think, but boy, toxic, toxic. All right, little sip. I'm just so used to having like a tea or a coffee over here that I keep forgetting that I've got possibly a laxative. Oh, you found it. Okay, sweet vetch. Oh, I never got to see that. I heard it was great. I need to like check into that, Mike's. All right, let me see if I can go back to my little outline. All right, the let me see, let's try this over. Alkaloids is next, which are your neurotoxins and hallucinogens. And this is where I should see that one I was trying to, yeah, it's not here. I'm going to have to look it up. There's the deadly nightshade, the belladonna. It causes hallucinations, paralysis, and death. But what's interesting is it's used in medicine too. Like you'll see it in homeopathy. They use belladonna, but it's very, very tiny bit. Microscopic amounts. But yeah. Maybe they like that part about the hallucinations. Like, mm, yeah, I don't know. And then there is Jimson weed or Datura stramonium. You're gonna have to forgive me. I never took Latin in school. And that also does hallucinations, seizures, and can be fatal. And then monkshood, aconite, paralysis, and heart failure. Such fun. The effects, of course, are confusion, tremors, and difficulty breathing of that toxin of the alkaloid family. I do believe the angel's trumpetry is the one that might be in that same uh, family. And those are gorgeous, and that's the one my husband told me about. What's the compound? That's a weird one. Swain Simon. Have to look that up. Gardenia is the only thing that I know of in my yard that can be toxic. I don't think I've heard of that one. Usually only to some animals. Is it wait a minute. Gardenia? I'm sorry, I read that wrong. You would see a toxic live stream soon. Hopefully this is much better than the kind that you were thinking it would be. Too funny. Oh my goodness, are we saying hello to each other? Okay, so to get back to our list of toxins, oxalates, which a lot of us know about as gardeners because, the greens, a lot of our greens contain oxalates, a lot of vegetables in general have oxalates. So, that can definitely cause kidney damage in high amounts and throat irritation. That's one thing too, like just even with beets, when I used to juice, if you did a lot of like beet straight juice, it would like make your throat raw. So you always mixed it and only did like not like a huge beet in your juice unless you're making a lot of juice and you're cutting it with other juices. But the oxalates are in dumb cane, or it's called Dieffenbachia. It's intense mouth, throat swelling, and drooling. Oh, it sounds like so much fun. Rhubarb leaves. See, that's what it, people grow rhubarb and we eat these stems, and yet the leaves are toxic. It's beyond me. It's just weird that we can eat the stem, but like that leaf, as soon as it becomes the leaf, no, it's a toxin. It's just, I don't know. The philodendron and the pothos, common house plants that cause irritation. I don't want to eat my house plants, but cats will. Cats eat house plants. Dogs will too, certain hyperactive dogs. And then the effects on humans and pets is burning sensation, swelling, kidney damage in severe cases. And then if you guys are thinking of any other ones, just put them up in the side chat and we'll touch on them as I go back and forth. And then I also have a visual too that I pulled. The tox albiums are next, but let me see what you guys are saying. Okay, you're just still chit-chatting. That's fine. That's what it's for. That's what live is for, is to catch up with everybody. This one is interesting because we use the oil and it's very healing. So toxalbumins, I don't know if I'm saying that right. It can cause severe poisoning and organ damage. And of course, the first one on the list is castor bean plant. And it is Ricinus communis. And it contains ricin. And it's extremely toxic, which is so crazy because here we are, castor oil, we're rubbing it all over our body and we're fine, but I don't know. That throws me. So I have to learn more about the science behind that, like as to how we are able to do that, and yet the plant is toxic if it's a different, cultivar. The other is the rosary pea. Oh, those are pretty. That's a pretty plant. Arborus precatorius, and it's got aberin toxin, more potent than ricin. Oh, holy cow! If it's the same plant I'm thinking of, they're like really collectible with people who collect house plants. Ooh, 'cause it just like hangs down like little peas connected to each other. I think that might be the one. I'll have to look it up and see. Effects on the humans in this toxin on and pets are severe vomiting, organ failure, and death. Yeah, I don't want a bouquet of organ failure and death. Nope. Okay. And then we'll get the photosynthesizers, which would be skin and irritants and burns. Yeah, okay. So, but then it's like, how are we able to press that out and use the oil if it's such a toxic plant? Is beyond me. I'm gonna have to, that's gonna be a whole like little side quest study. Excuse me. A little beep. Um, let's see. Okay, so the sensitizers or irritants and burn that can cause can I just hold on? Skin irritants and burns are these plants, or at least the ones that they're listing. One is giant hogweed, Heracillium mantagasianum. That's a big word. The sap can cause severe sunburns and blisters. And then wild parsnip causes painful rashes in the sunlight. And the effects on humans and pets, blistering and long-term scars. Now, a milder effect will be if you're using like citrus essential oils in something, you it'll have a photo like it'll make you more photosensitive and you can burn more easily in the sun, but this is like serious burning and blistering from these plants. I have to keep checking back in with you guys. Okay. So, high risk groups and safety precautions. Now we know too with children and pets, like they don't really think sometimes about what they're getting into, and we have to be the managers of those things. So, being more vigilant about what is in areas where they're playing, just to look around and check. You know, we didn't even bring up the lily family, but lilies are toxic to dogs and cats. I am not sure about the lily that I have here, if it is. This one is actually edible for humans. It's a survival crop. It's the Cana, but it's the Cana indica, which is funny. It's usually, I think they usually recommend the orange. I got the mix. I'm just using it as an example. Don't come for me. But the Cana indica, they eat the corm. And yeah, that the other one, actually, Cece came in and she said it right away. It's as soon as I said there's a good lily, there's a couple good lilies. Well, that's one for us. And then there is the daylily, and I believe almost every part of the daylily is edible, but it's a certain type of daylily. And let me see what the Latin name is, so we don't eat the wrong one. It's Hemerocallis fulva. Hemerocallis fulva. And let's see. It's the orange daylily, which is widely considered the most readily edible variety. Okay, so I wonder if me saying that about the Cana, that's where it came from, was actually the daylily. And I heard of people actually stuffing the daylily, like pulling out the stamen or the pollen, you know, parts, and just using the petals and stuffing it with a stuffing and then deep breading it, like doing the breading, the egg wash and breading and deep frying them. And supposedly it's kind of like how people eat cucumber blossoms. It's kind of the same idea. And they eat them that way. Try to eat lilies. Oh, yeah, it's super toxic. Oh no, and your mom still kept the plants. Hey, Tibor, welcome in. Yeah, that's hard when you're, with somebody who doesn't know and they want to keep the plant. The other one that wasn't mentioned, and I don't know if it was because it wasn't put under those categories, was poinsettia. All right, or poinsettia, however you like to say it in your part of the country. I hate them because they are toxic to dogs and animals and children. And we got one from a neighbor, and I don't. They have a big dog, so maybe that's why they gave it to us. I don't know, or if it was just, it's the holidays. Here's some cookies. Here's a poinsettia. And I kept looking at my husband. We put it up kind of high in the house, and I was like, "Hey, whenever you have a chance, can you just?" I'm sorry, my hair is driving me crazy. It's got its own mind tonight again. Um, can we just get rid of that? And I'm not going to be putting it outside. I'm not going to be putting it and displaying it at a low level because I don't want Malachi to eat it. Because my son, with his autism, he has it's called oral stimming. So he will put things in his mouth that don't belong in his mouth, including plants. Even at Home Depot today, I had to watch him because he will pull off leaves of plants and try and eat them sometimes when, if I'm not vigilant. Uh, let's see, what does it? Of course, when you're outside too, like wearing gloves, and not composting these toxic plants is something we need to think of. Um, and then, of course, researching before you plant something new. Researching maybe if you move into a new area and you've got a new backyard that you're going to be planting in. Like now we have, the Google uh, where you can just take a photo and it can do an image search for you and let you know. And those aren't always reliable, so you might want to use like another app, Ask a Friend, who gardens too. And then just we want to educate, of course, our children on plant safety. And for me, that's difficult because I can educate him and he still will do impulsively what he's going to do. Yeah, we were wondering like how um castor bean like is so like the castor bean plant is so toxic, or is it, yeah, it's so toxic, but then yeah, we're all into this castor oil, like it's so good for this and it's so good for that. And I'm sure it does. Like, oh my gosh, those are popular down here right now. I didn't know that. Thank you. See, yeah, guys, if you know other plants, I'm just covering a few basics. If you know of other plants, that's what we're here for, is to educate each other so we don't get sick and other people's children don't get sick, in our yards, or their animals if they come over. That's horrible. $400. Wow. It just smells like that's a popular tree here. It's a popular tree here. And yeah, I didn't know that. Now, curry is made from the other one that you grow really well, the turmeric and some other spices. Yeah, I can understand that. I mean, yeah, if they name it curry, I would think it was some type of cultivar of curry, or, use the leaves or something in their curries, because I've seen that where they have certain plants. Uh, there's what is that lime that they use in Indian cooking? Not Persian, is typical lime. Anyway, that lime too was popular, those lime trees. So it's easy to make those mistakes, especially with common names. That's why I'm trying to say the Latin names. I'm not very good at it. And of course, there's just like, don't ever eat anything you don't know what it is. That's kind of obvious for us gardeners. For some people, like just they might eat a lookalike, just like Mike was saying. Um, the other thing too, like for those of you who have dealt with poison ivy and poison oak, how do you deal with that? Because I don't have it necessarily down in my area, where I am. And I always wondered, like, how the heck do you guys get rid of it? Because if you burn it, you inhale it. Like, what are you doing with this plant to get it out of your yard? Like, if it comes in, the poison ivy. I was wondering that the other night, but of course I didn't, ask Google. But I'm gonna get this visual for you because they had a bunch. Oh, where'd my visual go? That's not it. There we go. Okay. I had to find it first. Okay. And then I'm going to put the link because the article is pretty good, but the visual is really nice of a whole bunch more plants that I didn't even, touch on. Okay. Share screen. All right. So let me bring it up. Here we go. I'm going to go to the page I'm sharing so I can read it to you. The first one is poison ivy, poison oak, the giant hogweed, poison sumac, wild parsnip, the death camas. Well, let's see, that has death in it. So yeah, maybe not touch the death stuff. White hellebore, mountain laurel. There's the oleander right next to it, and the foxglove. There's monkshood is on this list. We hit on all of those. Monkshood's pretty too. Then there's white baneberry, corn cockle, larkspur is another one that's really pretty. And I've seen, I think that in seed mixes for like, I don't know if it's hummingbirds. I've just seen those like multi seed mixes that they will sell, and they'll be there. Jimson weed, deadly nightshade, angel trumpet tree, which is what I was talking about before. White snaker root, I'm not familiar with. The rosary pea. Oh, the rosary pea is something different. Okay, I think I've seen that plant before. I was thinking it was like a totally different plant. Okay, pokeweed. And yet some people, I think they do pokeweed salad. So that one is like, I don't know. The wild poinsettia, Jack in the pulpit, the iris. Wow. Okay, see, I didn't know that one. Daffodils are too. Water hemlock I knew about. They're putting elderberry there, but we know that it also has medicinal uses if you use it properly. Castor bean, stinging needle, and then, oh, the manchineel tree. I don't know if you guys ever heard DTG talk about that one. That stuff you can be under that tree and, oh, hey, Renaissance Grandma. You can be under that tree when it rains and you're getting your skin burned off. It is really, really toxic. Oh, okay. Jewelweed helps with poison ivy itch. Interesting. Okay. I wonder what component is in it. What chemical component is in it that helps with the poison ivy itch? It's a lot of science, and in all honesty, I was an art major, not a science major when I was in school because my teachers didn't make it interesting, like relating it to actual physical plants or making it more global learning. So it was a lot of memorization, and for this kid in school, that was something that would just immediately turn me off if it was a lot of memorization, not like application. But I will put this is a whole article over on, and I had never heard of this, greenbelly.com. And yeah, it's a pretty good one. And it goes through each one. So it talks about every plant that I just mentioned, which is great. So it was really, that went faster than I expected. Next topic. Now, on to the chit chat. And on to you guys also teaching me things. I'd never eat it, but if your process is right, it's safe. Oh, for which one? Elderberry? Wait, what did I miss? Are we talking about the elderberry? Or are we talking about the canna lily corm? Sort of like acorns if you soak right away long enough. I've heard that too, but yeah, I don't know. But then what do you do with it? Because I've heard if you burn it, the fumes like become a whole toxic like cloud of mess too. So how do you Northerners dispose of the poison ivy? Yeah, I don't like those like multi-processed things either. Although I just saw this guy tonight who took, I think it was like milkweed fluff or something, like giant milkweed fluff. It was a really weird thing. I had never seen it. It was the fluff that the seeds are attached to, so the seeds can go flying, kind of like dandelions when you blow them. And he made a sleeping bag out of the fluff. Like he figured out how to separate the seeds off the fluff, saved all the fluff, and then made the coziest sleeping bag using that as a filler rather than, down. Julie usually likes the same um, biome as poison ivy. Look at you saying biome. Wow. So you'll find them near each other out in, you know, nature. So when you're out in the woods, if you find poison ivy, you might find that in the same area, Tibor. Oh, thank you, Miss Sharon. Yeah, that really helps. Yeah, I've heard of people eating poke salad. How do they do that? Like I've seen them cut down like the young stems and everything, I think, right? Do they do the stems or is it just they cut the stem to get to the leaves and that's what they eat? I mm-mm. I even elderberry, like in the beginning, I was really nervous about elderberry. Okay. So you need that degreaser to get the oily resin off. It's like an oily resin, and then you use the ACV as like an astringent to get the rest off. And the acid probably helps to break it down even further. That's some good info. There you go, guys. That's what we're here for, is to share information like that can really help when we need it. Oh, okay. That's wild. We had another vine down here. I think it's called dog's blood, and it came in right around the time my passion vine had taken off, which is now gone because the neighbors ripped it out because it got left in their fence. Um, and yeah, I saw it and I'm like, oh, that's kind of pretty, whatever that is. And I'm like, what is that? Because that's not passion vine. And it was supposedly a very, very toxic plant brought in by a bird. Poke stinks when you cook it. Oh, does it? It's kind of giving you a warning. Well, see, we have chaya, and you wouldn't dare. It's the Aztec spinach, Mexican spinach. You wouldn't dare eat it raw. But if you boil it, it's like you boil it for 20 minutes. Like here we are, Tibor and I saying we don't want multi steps, but it is something that it is such a deep dark green that once you boil out the toxin, then what I've done with it is I've dehydrated it after the fact, like let it dry out or, let the water out and then put it in the oven on the lowest setting and have dehydrated it. And it's such a deep dark green. It almost looks like spirulina or one of those like sea algae, like deep, deep green. Is breaking down the oils is what Joy does. Okay. But that seems so weird, like to rub another toxin on you to get off another toxin. But hey, if you're in a bind, that's some good survival medicine. Okay, that makes you break out. Thank you. Look at there she is. The soapy component of joy. Okay. So then, well, they don't have them up north, but there are actual soap nut trees that I'm thinking would probably do the same thing. But you don't eat the soap nut trees either. I know. Shoni! No way. Oh, she's great. Nice. Now I wish I would have gone, but it was after that first one, I just know my day, I know I wouldn't be able to commit that part of my day. Okay, be right back. Oh, oh no, that's horrible. And Al almost got one of her little dog. Okay. Oh, are they? Okay, they're open till Tuesday. Yeah, this been interesting week. And still the washer's not fixed. We're going on our third weekend without a washer. Yeah. Oh. And I think Theron said like the first time he took all because it's all of our wash, the whole family, it was like $40 or something to do our wash. And I was like, God bless these people who don't have a washer and dryer and then have to, do their wash like that. I'm sure too, they're washing stuff in the sink. And I just, no, not maybe some small things I would. We just don't have the hanging space and I don't have a line out back. I need to get one though. Let me take this down. Anyway, yeah, I'm going to share that link. I'm wondering if I should put it down in the comments section because I don't know if it's going to end up being super long. Yeah. Yeah. Have you guys ever had like a toxic plant incident other than like what Brenda was sharing with us? Oh, oh my goodness, you're brave, Tibor. Well, that one was okay. This is not something we're recommending, okay? Just because Tibor said it or anybody else says it, or if I say it's safe and they're saying it's toxic, you have to do your own research, just like Mike had put earlier. I should have somehow saved that. I wish I could have screenshotted that, the disclaimer. Let me see if how long this link is, if it's gonna work. You know what? Oh, no, not paste. I love it when it does stuff like that. What did you just do? There we go. Like it skips on you all of a sudden. Doo-doo-doo. Yeah, it's going to be much too big. Plus, I think you're crazy. Yeah, I don't think it's clickable anyway. They've been taking that ability away, it seems like, in YouTube. Oh, it did come. Okay, it showed. Good. All right. I saw it on the YouTube side and it says it's okay. All right. I'll still probably put it in the comments in case, the live side chat is not open for the replay. Yes, there. Again, once again, our disclaimer, this is not medical advice. Do your research. Thank you, Mike. That was really nice though that you did try to help that child because I've heard there's nothing like dealing with that. I have never had poison ivy myself. As far as nature getting me, I think the man-o'-war sting was that and getting I think it was a horse fly or something similar bit me in the thigh besides, bee stings and stuff. It's part of growing up, I think, for a lot of us. But the man-o'-war, because I wasn't even close, because those little tentacles can just kind of hang out way, way far away from that bubble. The Portuguese man-o'-war. That was no fun. That was no fun. Thankfully, it barely got me. But if we have not had any other instances of, dealing with toxic plants, I'm going to say I would like to share with you guys maybe what I got today. You already saw one of them. I've got the canna lilies to put out because they're tropicals. I got some tropicals basically. This I probably could have gotten. And GT Junior and I have gotten these before. at Asian markets, and then both of us didn't get them in the ground in time. So hopefully these will go in the ground. And it's taro, basically. It's aloe vera. Or they also Edo. And that's what was strange to GT and I too when he had his, is Edo and taro look so similar. So I need to look up the Latin names for both. But yeah, edible root and such pretty green foliage. And these things take off. I'm not going to eat these like I said, the first season of these. No, I'm going to wait till they have babies and the babies get a little bigger. And then I had got my rise chai, like I said. Oh, I got this cute little light. I don't know if you'll be able to see it. Let me see. Oh, there it is. This is from the dollar store. Isn't it cute? It's a little mushroom light. It's a solar light that you can put outside, but we don't usually put lights outside, which makes me sad. Oh, here's the other thing. I forgot. Duh. Moonflower. Toxic. I've never planted it because I heard about how toxic it was, and I was like, I don't want to even plant it. So if somebody wants these seeds and wants these toxic things, I'll send them to you. But I mean, they're from like 2021, so I don't even know if they will work. And they feel like the type of seeds that you have to scarify. Okay, let me just get my bag from the Dollar Tree. Oh, I also got washers, which if you've ever went into Home Depot searching for a particular type of washer in this day and age, it was so hard to find good help. It took me an hour. Because all I wanted was a box of these. And they're washers because when I bought my metal beds, my metal raised beds, in the kit that they give you for the hardware, they gave me a small screw. This is them. They gave me a small screw kind of like this, flat side, and a wing nut. The head of the screw is too small for the hole. So if you jostle the bed, like move it at all, it can just go in, like just tilt in and fall right out. Like between the two panels, between the metal panels. I was like, all right, I've had enough, because it did it when I was outside. I'm like, yeah, no, I've got to go buy washers. And it did. And we'll see. Hopefully that will fix the problem. And if not, I will be very upset. Oh, here, this is the other thing. The Dollar Tree had these. So I did get some ranunculus, which I think they have the funniest name. Ranunculus. Just sounds like ridiculous, but a funnier way to say it. I think I got 3 packages of these. Yeah, horseflies are awful. It got me right in the back of my thigh too. Like back then, kids of the 70s, early 80s, we had short shorts on. So yeah, it got me right in a really sensitive area on my thigh. Oh, I believe it. I've heard it's really awful. Yeah, it can. Enough of the toxin gets into you and it can. And when it's like when they're spawning too, I guess they get we call them sea lice, but they're not sea lice. They're all little tiny microscopic like man o' war and jellyfish. And you get enough of those, some people can have that same kind of like an anaphylactic like shock. Anaphylactic, I meant. Summer, my husband was looking for his disc that went off into the bush at the course. A toxic plant flower. He brushed. Sap interacted with the sun and gave him blisters for weeks. Oh, wow. Hey, Matt, welcome in. Redunculus. Yes, that's what it sounds like. Evening, Matt. That's terrible, Shawnee. I wonder if it was because that was one of the things was photos, the ones that caused that. Photosensitizers. It was giant hogweed. They mentioned wild parsnip. I wonder, did he figure out, or did you guys figure out which one it was that he was exposed to? These they have there for about 25, these mailers for those of us who do like seed stuff. I like the bubble mailers so they don't crush certain seeds that are a little bit larger. I've still got Miss Divas over here. I keep thinking I'm gonna get a shirt, you know, like some kind of logo shirt, and then send that to her as part of her gift. They had these cute little things. I don't know what I'm going to do with it yet. I'm probably just going to hang it up somewhere. But I'm going to probably have to put a clear coat on it because it is, you know, probably going to rust. And I will touch up paint that. Yeah, I probably will because I think I have some outdoor patio paint. But the flowers are kind of done. They did a pretty good job painting the flowers. They had some really cute bee stuff for all, you know, the beekeepers. They have some really cute bee stuff. Oh, I got my son a color wheel. I don't know where I put mine. I've had it for years and of course it's disappeared. They had these, the waterers. I just like them because I like the way they look. They're pretty, the colors. How are you doing, Maud? I hope your health is doing better. That he had to go in and remove the toxic plant. It's taking over. I'll ask him the name. Okay. Yeah. Sounds like a plan. This was, I got this one with this one. They're just pretty. So that's like fun to go through. I'll try and put water in them, but probably not. I would try, because they'll just probably end up looking gross with something growing in it down here in Florida. There's my other ranunculus or redunculus. Let's see. Oh my God. Don't you love it when you go through and you just keep grabbing things and then you're like, it's $30. What? Or even more. It's $50. It's a Dollar Tree. I also got my daughter a card. Oh, because we're always losing ours. I don't know about anybody else, but packing tape is always good to have extra. Still improvement. That's right. Improvement, still improvement. Oh, I didn't know laurel leaves could do that. Yeah, that's right. Even though it's slow, improvement is improvement. Yeah, that is good that they went in and they started removing it. Welcome back, Duncan. I'm glad the dogs are safe. Must be a big owl. Or really, your dogs are really small. We have the screech owls. I actually want to either build them a home or buy a home for them. So I have them in the backyard. Okay, my mushroom, I just saw it and I didn't realize it because my son like yanked the tag. So I just grabbed the tag from him and I put it in our cart. That little thing is $3. I don't know if I would do too many of those. I didn't know it was $3. Oh, and then these because I needed some things to paint because you know, I need more things to do. I need more things to add to my crafting collection. There were these though. They're so cute. Like for just out in the garden. I think one of mine broke that I've got a little while ago from them. But yeah, those are my little fun things. I think there's, you know, don't you think like when you come home, like there's a lot more that you got while you're at the store and then you get home and you open your bag and you're like, huh, I really thought I had more. And I really did think I'd have more gardening stuff. And this is the little yellow and white one. I got like 3 of those, and those were the $1.25. What used to be $1. Yeah, those are a little trip, the Home Depot. And I got those, you know, like I showed you. And then I got my washers. I wanted so much more. They had a beautiful, beautiful peach tree, and it was blooming. It was tropical peach. And the price was not bad for the size of the pot. It was like $79. But it is the big box store, and the big box store usually they saturate their trees with stuff. Especially if it's a citrus. If you're getting a citrus and you're coming down to Florida for it and it's at a big box store or anything, even the big box stores up near you, it will be saturated with various things in that soil too because of the citrus greening and canker that we had in Florida. 1.25. What's that mean? Oh. But I wanted to thank you guys for joining me because I didn't get that tree because tomorrow I'm hopefully going to it's at Mounts Botanical. And if anybody sees this after this post, and I'm going to hopefully either make it there tomorrow or Sunday for they have a plant palooza during winter time and they have one in the spring, and I'm hoping to make the one for winter, which would be great. Thank you. Yeah, nobody's going to be stepping on them, but yeah, that's kind of the idea. I would love to actually make some stepping stones for my backyard. I've seen people do that with the easy mixes of cement and then just plastic bags. Have you ever seen that lady who's just like twirls it? She just makes herself a walkway, and all it is like she's slapping cement in there like quickcrete, twists it, puts it down, and it's like a little stone pathway she created in minutes. Oh, let me see. Minnesota Poison Control System has a PDF page that lists all. That's awesome. There you go. You can check that out. Check out your state's poison control. Yep. That's great information. Thank you. What did I miss? Video what? What? Video or it didn't happen? What? Hey, morning, Anne. I'm just about to call it a night because I'm going to a plant show tomorrow. Plant sale, plant show. It's a show for us gardeners. Like, that's what it feels like. Like, yeah, you go. You go, little tree. You go. You look great. I love those blooms you're putting on already. Oh, you have a little fruit on you too. Can you keep it? Can you bring it all the way? I'll take you home. Oh, it was the wild parsnips. Okay, yeah, that was one of them. That was on the toxin list tonight. Yep, that was it. The photosensitizer was wild parsnip was the second one. It causes painful rashes in sunlight. That's terrible. I'm so sorry that happened to him. But I'm glad that they were cleaning it up. Everybody's saying hi to Anne. Oh, my trip tomorrow. I have made a video of this place before during the spring Plantapalooza, and it was fun. It's actually one where you see a swallowtail like flying and like it because it was following us. It was the wildest thing. Like I'm sure it's not following us as a Plantapalooza, and we were in the area where it was, but it felt like it was following us. And we were watching it, and it would just kind of come over and be in front of us, and it was kind of really neat. I think it might have been after my dad passed, so I was just like really sensitive to that kind of stuff. Oh, you need a video or a live of the plants. Yeah. Okay, I'll try. Definitely. My problem is as it goes into this and just never comes out again. It's just, I get very little time to sit there and edit, and then sometimes I'll edit and I'll just be like, I can't publish this. Like, I don't want people to see that. It just doesn't seem complete, and I can't go back and necessarily shoot more footage. Yeah, I'm gonna have to really start opening my eyes more to what we have around here that is toxic. Oh, thank you. Thanks, Homestead Aquarius. I will definitely try. Attack of the Killer Tomatoes. Circa 1978. That was so funny, that movie, because it was just so weird. Yeah, maybe just a short. We'll see. Yep, I'm trying. I did put a short out on the Clock channel, and I put a short out on YouTube. But yeah, YouTube, it was like I must have hit it at the wrong time. I don't know. That's okay. They all hit differently. You just never know which one's going to really take off. But usually, anything when I'm showing the iguana itself, it does well. But I couldn't do on my phone, I couldn't do the thumbnail of the iguana. So, but thank you for your encouragement, guys. And yeah, I will definitely try and take film of that. And I think tomorrow night we will be over on Divas. Or do you know, Shawnee, if she's going to go live or you're going to go live in her place? I know she has a lot going on and she's trying to heal up too at the same time. But usually we're over at Divas at 10 Eastern on Saturday nights, and we visit over with Storms, Radios, and Cats on Sunday night at 9:30 p.m. Oh no, there was. I'm sorry. Do we know if Diva's going live tomorrow night, or did you guys talk about you going live for her? Because I know she had not been feeling well this week, and then she is working on her bread. Okay. All right. So then, just watch your notifications. Make sure too that you have the solid bell clicked for Shawnee Grows and everybody for Storms, Rays, and Cats also. And we will see you when we see you. Hopefully on Diva in the Dirt tomorrow night. That'd be great. You're doing amazing with those. Like your preparation materials, you have the natural gift of teaching. I don't know what happened to mine. I'm still, I feel like sometimes I've lost part of what I learned in school, and like part of that's okay, but the other part I miss. I don't know how to explain it. Like the teacher part. But you've got it naturally. You too. Thanks, Anne. Well, you have a great day, Anne. You're starting your day. Bless you. And I thank you for coming in. And yes, check out each other's channels, and we will see you again soon. Thank you so much, everybody. Good night. Bye.